Unit 1, Exercise 4. Define and test the flexible workflow. If an invoice with an account assignment to a cost center is marked as complete, this marked invoice must be released under certain conditions. The release is to be carried out by the cost center responsible. The following condition must be taken into account in the workflow. It must be an invoice with reference to a purchase order, and the invoicing party must be assigned to a release group, with the name, And if the amount of the invoice is greater than or equal to €1,000, the buyer who created the purchase order must also release the invoice. Task 1. Define a new flexible workflow. 1. Create a new flexible workflow for the scenario park invoice as complete. Create the new workflow with the name, according to the following specification. So here, manage workflow for supplier invoices. Workflow for parked invoice as complete. We are going to create the new workflow. With the start condition. Start condition of the workflow. Invoice based on a purchase order. And the second release group of supplier is, so here, invoice based on a purchase order. And supplier release group is this one. That's for the start condition and the step of the workflow. Step 1, release by person responsible for the cost center, and all responsible person must release. So in the step, we are going to create release of complete invoice, person responsible for all cost center, and all recipient. All recipient responsible person must release. So create, and we have a second condition, step 2, released by the creator of the purchase order, and the step condition is invoice amount is greater than or equal to €1,000. Create again. In the release of complete invoice, the role is okay. The creator of the purchase order, and the step condition is invoice amount is equal or greater than €1,000. Create. Now we have our two conditions. And we can save. And activate the workflow. Is here and active. So, task 2. Test the new flexible workflow. Assign release group, to the supplier. Use the Manage Supplier Master Data app. So here, manage supplier master data. In the company code 1010, we should find Indian Finance, the release group here, which is this one. Apply and save. Okay. To determine the user responsible for the cost center and of the controlling area, okay, use the Manage Cost Center app, which is here. Manage Cost Center app. The cost center is this one. In the cost center, we have here a user responsible. So it's okay. Three, create a purchase order for supplier with 2 items. For the first item, use the data from the following table using the Manage Purchase Order app. Good. Copy the first item and change the quantity of the second item to 100 pieces. After you save your purchase order, make a note of the PO number. Good. Manage Purchase Order. We are going to create for the supplier this one, the item create. Quantity 10, price 50. In the item, in the general information, we are going to say that we have a cost center. In the process control, we don't need the good receipt. In the schedule line, we would have the display piece for today. And in the account assignment, we are going to put the cost center. Apply. And copy the first item and change the quantity to 100 pieces and apply. Now we have our 2 items, 10 and 100. We can save, order, and this is the number of the purchase order. Four, enter an invoice per purchase order item. Save both invoices as complete. Use Create Supplier Invoice app. Enter the invoice for company code 1010 and use the following invoice data. Invoice for the first purchase order item and invoice for the second purchase order item. Good. Create invoice, supplier invoice. We are going to check for the messages. For the first item, 500, check. The balance is okay. We can save as completed. This is the first number. Yes, for the second invoice. The purchase order. We are going to check for the messages. We need only the second line. Check for the balance and save as completed. Good. Now log on the Launchpad as a cost center responsible with the user, okay, with the password. Launch the My Inbox app. You should have 2 tasks: release, complete invoice in the inbox. Release both parked invoice, then log off from the Launchpad again with the user, okay. So here we have 2 invoices. So the first one, 4 because we have the purchaser also. So we are going to release this invoice. Okay, he released the 2 of them. And the second invoice, release. Close. Release. Okay. Good. Log on the Launchpad again with your normal course user. Again. Since the user has created a purchase order, you should now see a task in your inbox for approving the invoice for the second purchase order item. Do not release the invoice. Here I have an invoice. Select the both invoice for supplier T in the supplier invoice list and check the status of the invoice. Here, supplier invoice list. We are going to say for today the invoicing party. Oops. Go. And here we see that we have one posted and the other one parked and complete. Voila!